Hello everyone, this is Crystal Racing with the Crystal score for the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix, and yes, that is correct. Esteban Ocon has taken his maiden Grand Prix win in some of the most bizarre, weirdest and somewhat farcical circumstances. But those of you wondering what happened to my Twitter account, Crystal Racing, it is currently restricted, and all the scheduled tweets that have been scheduled to be getting pumped out will not be appearing because, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but apparently it's asking for my phone number, and there was a tweet that I liked. It was just a little bit close to being NSFW, not safe for work. But anyway, onto my race report and for the rankings for the drivers. It's 10 out of 10 for everyone's newest Grand Prix winner. I think he's now the 111th driver to win a race in F1 history. Well done, Esteban Ocon. You held your nerve to hold off a four-time world champion to win your first ever race. What a fabulous feeling, but it has to be said, it was gifted on a plate by a certain Mercedes driver, and I will really batter him today. Don't you worry. That VB77 is getting destroyed at the end of this video. Oh yeah, it's coming. But Ocon did not put a foot wrong, kept his nerve under pressure, and took his first single-seater car race victory since 2015 when he was a GP3 driver. Well done. Second place, Sebastian Vettel, 9 out of 10. Drove a very good race for Aston Martin, taking his and Aston Martin's second podium of the season. Another solid drive from Seb. Yes, he kind of messed up a little bit on his outlap when he caught with Ocon and locked him a little bit and threw away a potential overtake, but Ocon and Alpine were just too good. There's no shame in that. Vettel drove his heart out, and it was and that very much keeps Aston Martin in the hunt for 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. Third place, Mr. Lucky himself. Yeah, I'm saying that. I know his fans don't like it when you call him lucky, but Lewis Hamilton was lucky today. 8 out of 10. Very interesting to see that, very interesting tactics there from his teammate, bogging down at the store and taking out a few key members in this championship fight. It really does leave a sour taste in my mouth, and I've got to say, if Lewis Hamilton wins this championship this year, I really am going to really resent this championship win so much if it happens, because, he took Max Verstappen out at the start at Silverstone, and now his teammate literally wrecked Max's race on that one. It's really hard to take, and I have to say, I've also got to give Lewis 8 out of 10 because he did take almost 10 laps to get past Fernando Alonso. Yes, I know Fernando Alonso pushed the rules to the limit, but when you've got a much faster car, you have got to fly past that Alpine, and that's what Lewis Hamilton failed to do. Yeah, good recovery drive, but I expect it. He's a 7-time world champion, for goodness sake. It's no shock. 4th place, it is Carlos Sainz, 9 out of 10. Yet another solid drive for the Ferrari driver. Didn't have enough speed, and his tyres were a bit too worn out to be able to hold off Lewis Hamilton. I think he spent like 35 laps on those hard tyres for the second half of that race, and frankly, he stood no chance of holding off Lewis. But hey, Carlos can hold his head up high. He survived the race. Another 12 points for Ferrari in their battle for 3rd place against McLaren in the Constructors' fight, and Carlos can hold his head up high. 5th place, and my personal driver of the day. I know I have said many, many, many things about this bloke, and a certain person here knows that this driver has roiled my blood many times up in the past, but today, all is forgiven. Fernando Alonso, 9.5 out of 10. by holding Lewis Hamilton up. He made sure Lewis had no chance of winning the race. Thank goodness Lewis didn't win this race. I'd be so angry if Lewis actually won the race today. But I've got to say a big thank you has to go to Fernando. Thank goodness you did not allow Hamilton and that dirty Mercedes team to win today. Thank goodness you held him up for as long as you humanly could, because thank goodness you came back to Formula 1. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you. 6th place, Pierre Gasly, 8.5 out of 10. Picked up the fastest lap. Also doing God's work by taking that fastest lap point of Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes. Thank goodness, Pierre Gasly, you exist as well. Okay, I know you spent a lot of the race behind your teammate, but... And... Was it the best weekend ever? No, but you did qualify 5th in qualifying. So, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the fracass at the start, you probably would have had a decent race. But, you know, what can you do, really? I mean, at least you survived the race. 7th place, Yuki Tsunoda, 7 out of 10. A huge benefactor of the first lap fracass. But, you know, even though he was running well, he did have a few hot-headed moments on the radio where he started panicking. Like, Yuki, just calm down, mate. Like, you're driving well. Like, you don't need to panic and be like, oh no, but Gasly needs to speed up. Just calm down, okay? Calm down, Yuki. You're doing well. You're not under pressure. Your seat is not under pressure for next year, okay? 8th place, Nicholas Latifi, 9 out of 10. Brilliant start. Flew past everyone when he hit each other thanks to a certain VB77. And I have to say, you know, Latifi did a brilliant job of holding on to 8th place. Really good drive and huge valuable points from both him and his teammates. 6 points from Williams. Officially takes them above Alfa Romeo in the constructor standings. And yeah, you can tell I'm really not happy at this point because... Yeah, I mean, look, well done, Williams. Like, you know, you deserve this result. I think it's Williams' first points in 2 years since the 2019 German Grand Prix with Robert Kubica, but, man, but as a Kimi and Alfa Romeo fan, it stings. It really stings. And as for George Russell, it's 8 out of 10. Great team orientated spirit when earlier on he said, you know, if you have to sacrifice me for Nicky, I'll do it. If you have to compromise my race, I'll do it. George Russell was willing to take as many L's as he could just so that Latifi could score as many points as he could, but as it was, the driver needed to be sacrificed. 6 points for Williams, who just got their pit stop strategy correct. Neither driver made any mistakes. Everyone stayed calm. And frankly, I can't begrudge Williams. They did a far better job than Alfa Romeo. But really, I can't argue it. 10th place, Max Verstappen, 7 out of 10. Heavily damaged car. Frankly, he couldn't do much. And frankly, I feel really sorry for Max because he's been robbed. He has been absolutely robbed. For a second race in a row, he has been robbed. And it makes me feel sick. 11th place, Kimi Räikkönen, 7 out of 10. Got given a 10-second penalty at his pit stop because Alfa Romeo released him too early and he whacked into Nikita Massapen. I am absolutely fed up with that Alfa Romeo team now, and frankly, Kimi Räikkönen's retirement couldn't come sooner now because I'm sick to death of seeing him waste his time with that laughing stock of a team. 12th place, Daniel Ricciardo, 3 out of 10. I don't know what on earth happened to Ricciardo. I'm going to look at Twitter to see if he had a problem, but Ricciardo's pace is absolutely abysmal right now. Got knocked out in Q2, missing out on Q3 by a fraction of a second. But frankly, when you consider the fact that 6 cars dropped out of the race, the fact he managed to score 0 points is a disaster. It is a disaster. It really is just... There is no sugarcoating it anymore. What is going on with him? Like, with his teammate out of the race, it's just... It is baffling. And the fact he finished behind an Alfa Romeo yet again, despite the fact that Alfa Romeo seemed to try to do everything to just have the worst race ever. It's just embarrassing. It's just... I don't even know what to say. It's just... I'm not even sure what went wrong. Like, yeah, I know some Ricardo fans say, well, he was compromised what happened at the start, but really, no. A top driver will still salvage points in a situation like this, and yet Ricardo salvaged 0. And, of course, he's costing McLaren valuable points in the constructors' fight against Ferrari for 3rd place. Man, I really do hope that salary, you are being comforted by that big salary, Ricardo, because, look, I don't think it's you're deliberately sabotaging the team or being lazy, but this is frighteningly bad. This is, like, if anyone told me Lando Norris would be destroying Ricardo this easily this year, I would have laughed in your face pre-season, but that's exactly what is happening. 13th place, Mick Schumacher, 8 out of 10, held on to a points position for quite a while in the first 20 laps. Defended quite resiliently, but then of course the inevitable happened and he was forced to let Max and Lewis get past, frankly. But, you know, at least he showed a bit of heart, spirit and determination. But, you know, that horse is absolutely rubbish. And, you know, but I'll give Mick Schumacher 8 out of 10 for effort alone. And, of course, 14th and last place, Antonio Giovinazzi, 5 out of 10. Got given a 10 stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And after that, he did absolutely nothing. I'm not even interested in this bloke anymore. He's just... He's not good enough for F1. Like, he got out-qualified by Kimi yesterday by... Yeah, I know it was only 200ths of a second, but really, he's not good enough at all. I'm not interested, not one bit. And, of course, the list of retirees. Nikita Massapen was unlucky to be taken out by Kimi, but he was out-qualified by... Well, he wasn't out-qualified, but frankly, you know, guessing from what I guess... by the way he probably would have performed in the race, I just think it would have been a 5 out of 10. Lando Norris, 7 out of 10. Out-qualified Ricciardo again, but so unlucky to be caught up in that first lap incident when Stroll ploughed into the side of him and he stood no chance. Sergio Perez, 7 out of 10. Yes, I know he got heavily out-qualified by Max and by a huge margin, by over half a second, but frankly, though, he was a victim. Lance Stroll, 3 out of 10. You know, completely overcooked the first turn. Got caught up in the first lap fracass and ploughed Lando Norris and hit a few of the cars, and that really was it. As for qualifying, yeah, he got beat by Vettel, so yeah, that's 3 out of 10. Charles Leclerc, 8 out of 10. Absolutely trounced Carlos Sainz in qualifying yesterday by, Sainz didn't complete a time, but still, very good effort to get that Ferrari in 7th place in qualifying, but as it was, he was also another victim in that bowling accident. And of course, we are now on to our reject of the day, and he gets 0 out of 10 from me. It's Valtteri Bottas. There's been rumours that Alfa Romeo want to sign Valtteri Bottas for next year. Well, but the way Alfa Romeo are performing, I can tell you it'll be a match made in heaven, because both this driver and this team deserve each other, frankly. They are absolutely useless. Like, honestly, like, if Alfa Romeo go and sign Valtteri Bottas just so that Bottas' reputation finally gets destroyed to shreds, let him have Kimi's seat, because, you know, the guy is a total... I don't even know what to say about this guy anymore. Like, but considering the fact that obviously the championship has now swung back into Lewis Hamilton's favour, because I think Lewis Hamilton surely must be leading the championship. Yes, he is. He's leading the championship by 6 points, thanks to Bottas's doing such great teamwork yet again by taking out the opposition quite in the most blatant and the most unsporting manner ever. I know, yes, I know there's a chance that, well, frankly, he knew what he's talking about because he's clumsy as well, but frankly, it all worked out very conveniently for Lewis Hamilton. And of course, Mercedes, from my calculations, are indeed back in control of the Constructors' Championship as well. 10 points in front of Red Bull. And look, guys, I don't care how many dislikes I get for this video. What we saw out there on the first lap was a total joke. And, you know, it is an incident that could very easily have huge implications for who will win this championship. You know, before this British Grand Prix, Max Verstappen was leading this championship by 32 points, and deservedly so. And Red Bull were leading the Constructors' Championship by 44 points, and deservedly so. And yet now, Mercedes and Hamilton are back in charge of both championships because of first lap incidents. It really doesn't sit well with me what's been going on in the past two races, and I will not let it die down. So, if you enjoyed my ranting and raving, please like and subscribe to Crystal Racing. If you want to watch my football stuff, even though I've not uploaded anything since Euro 2020, please go to Siren Football. And of course, this video is over and out.